Hello, and hello. We're back again for some Pauper deck tech. We see some amazing new list, some are which are already existing, of course. And we found this one from the MTG Top 8 website, which we called it as the Rakdos Goblins by Miyamoto BR. It's one of the recently posted, that was from the Magic the Gathering Online tournament results for Pauper. And we see that Rakdos Goblins will not only go with just attacking or going with a combat, but also comboing it out in a way. So let's just discuss the build. We have 16 creatures, 11 instants, 1 enchantment as the lone copy for the combo piece, 7 artifacts, 6 sorceries, and 19 lands. So what the shell of this deck would I say is the combo is the involvement of these 3 cards. Scarab Prospector, Putrid Goblin, and the important part, which is the first day of class. So the first day of class does on that turn is that whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control this turn, put a +1/+1 counter on it and gains haste, then you get to learn. So with your sacrifice engine, which is the Scarab Prospector, where you sacrifice a goblin, you will add 1 red mana to your mana pool. You sacrifice the Putrid Goblin. So this Putrid Goblin is just a 2/2 for 2 with persist. So that means that when it dies, if it has no +1/+1 counter on it, return it to the battlefield and put a -1/-1 counter. Now with the first day of glass in effect in the turn in particular, the +1/+1 counter will basically cancel out the -1/-1 counter added by persist. So with the setup, you get to return it again. Those counters are cancelled, so it becomes a 2/2 for 2 with the persist ability. You get to sacrifice it again for the Prospector and repeat the process for somewhat of an infinite. So what this again does after doing it is use that infinite mana basically to fuel your makeshift ammunition. So those mana can be added to pay for this one. You can sacrifice the Putrid Goblin again, and you can deal 1 damage to a creature or a player. So basically, you can win out of this enchantment and play. So how do we set up on this deck? So of course, we have this lineup of the cards. We have also a way to set up in the form of Goblin Matron. So the Matron is a 3-2 cast Goblin that can search the library for a Goblin card and put it in your hand as it enters the battlefield. Then other cards that can somewhat become a utility. So we have a copy of Karklan's Shaman that can be used to sacrifice an artifact to deal 1 damage to its creature without flying. So basically in any instance that your board is getting crowded by your opponent's tokens or your 1/1 tokens, you can use any of these artifacts to be sacrificed to the Shaman to wipe them all those damage to each of your creatures that are not flying. Also, we have a copy of Dark Dweller Oracle. So this is also a way to fuel or to search your library, because if the infinite combo is established, you can pay 1 to sacrifice that goblin again, the Putrid Goblin, to exile the top card of your library, and then you may play that card this turn. So in a way, you can just go into several exile effects up until you found the makeshift munitions and then cast it so that you can do the damage to your opponent as following. Now we have 2 non-goblin card here, the Mesmeric Fan. So in a way that you can also protect your combo by looking at your opponent's hand and choosing a non-land card from it. And as long as the Mesmeric Fan is in the battlefield play, that card is remained exiled, and if it leaves, then you can have it return the removed card on its owner's hand. So in a way, that card will also check out if your opponent has several answers against your combo or you're going prior to your combo turn. Then you can use that card to make sure that your combo will happen. So in a way, also these artifacts would also used as a cardo effect. So not only for the sacrificing for the Shaman, but using this one to draw a card. And of course, Ichor Wellspring must also be used to draw a card as it enters the battlefield, and also once it is placed into the graveyard. Now for your sorceries here, we have a single disrupting spell with a duress in the main deck, and then followed by Faithless Looting, which can also get you to draw cards up at to reach your combo cards, and also Unearth, wherein if there are instances that your parts of your combo were discarded or has left the battlefield, maybe killed in combat, you can use Unearth to return that card into the battlefield, those cards with total mana cost 3 or less. And of course, can be cycled for any instance that you would not need this card. And along with the instance, we have several cardo effects also. We have 4 copies of Deadly Dispute, wherein sacrifice an artifact or creature, then draw 2 cards, create a treasure token. We also have Fanatical Offering, which has a similar effect, except that you can sacrifice, you can create a map token instead of creating a treasure token for this one. So both cards would still be very important to set up your combo piece. And you notice that your lands also are composed of several artifact lands with Vault of Whispers, which can also serve as fodder for the sacrifice effect of these 2 kind of instant spells. Now for the rest of the lands are basically having utility and also mana fix with for example Drusworld Bridge, which is also another artifact land. We have some swamps, mountains, and of course Rakdos Carnarium as a mana fix for black red, and a single copy of Burrow Downs or the Bojoka Bog to be used also for graveyard side effects that can be used to exile their graveyard, so prevent any graveyard shenanigans. Now for the sideboard, we are again going with the straightforward sideboard cards with the Pauper, since we are reaching also some of the old powerful cards against certain colors. So we have these copies of Red Elemental Blast against blue, and also Pyroblast are used against that matchup. For instance, Gorilla Shaman is also useful against the affinity decks that can destroy anything that of the value for the mana cost of 0. So additional Mishmark Fen against the mid-range or any of the control decks. Cast Down would also suffice here as a solid spot removal. That's 2 copies. Also, we considered Smash to Dust, which can also destroy artifacts but can destroy creatures with Defender. I know that Gates is also a popular archetype in the format. You can also deal 1 damage to each of your creature your opponents control, which are basically used against those tokens decks or Coldota Red creature aggro decks. Also the same with Breath Weapon that can also deal 2 damage to each of the non-dragon creatures. And the last is the 2 copies of Introduction to Prophecy, which are a good target for the first day of class learn ability on the spell. So last but not the least is our mana value. It's average 1.76. It's very cheap with 1 mana of 14, 2 mana of 23. Color distribution is basically even, 16 for red, black is 18, with producers here, which is quite enough already for the mana fix, since most of your combo piece would also go with red, or just a few of these black colors would also just be used for these support spells. And last but not the least are your tokens. We have a map token and treasure token, and that's pretty much it for this deck. I think this one finished in the top 2 or finished first in the recent tournament in MTG Online. I think this is also seen in the local events. This is from the foreign local game store uploads, as they are also catering this Pauper EDH or the Pauper format, legacy Pauper format in this in their local tournaments. So I guess that's pretty much it, guys. That is Rakdos Goblins by Miyamoto BR for you for today's Pauper deck tech. Don't forget to like, subscribe, notifications on, as we can still have more of this discussion in the coming videos, as we still continue to observe the Pauper format in the posted tournament results online. Thank you guys for watching this one, and see you on the next one.